Off Script with Super E recommends listener discretion, as these real but sometimes uncensored stories can be filled with mature content.
Listeners, it's A-Train.
What's up? What's up, A-Train?
What's happening, Super E?
Another day in paradise, rocking and rolling.
Me too. You have you thought of a good story to tell everybody today?
Yes, I remember one that was actually, I've had a lot of frightening things, guns and knives. It was kind of frightening too. It knocked me off my game, where I kind of pride myself in being quick on my feet.
Right.
I was kind of rattled by this situation.
Oh my God, I can't wait to hear it.
Oh yeah, it was a little bit. I was like, I got to get back on my game on this one. But I'll tell you about it. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's hear it.
Well, this was way back in the day. This was like in the late '80s, when I was had my Billy Ray Cyrus mullet rocking in the free world. Yeah. I invented that, by the way. I think Billy Ray came after me with that.
Oh, okay. So you got So you got the achy breaky heart hair going on.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You think he ripped that off you? Is that
undoubtedly, of course.
All right.
I'm not being narcissistic at all.
You're the trend.
But anyways, they had me out one night on the street in the evening in our downtown area, where a lot of complaints were coming from the citizens about male prostitutes working the street.
Okay.
So they put me on the street as a male prostitute. And I will say, I was getting quite a bit of traffic coming my way, because really? I had the Billy Ray Cyrus haircut, but I also resembled a guy, the fans can Google it, a guy named Bo Brady from Days of Our Lives. I guess it was a soap opera, basically. Yeah.
Here's the deal. Listeners, I'm a little ashamed to say, but I know who he's talking about. Yes, the Bo Brady. Yeah, he had the long hair, he had the beard.
Yes, yeah. Women used to mail me TV guides, something else from the past, when he had his picture on it. All of a sudden, I'd come into the office and there'd be TV guides with Bo Brady on it. But anyway, so this evening, it was a warm evening, and it was probably about 11:30 midnight, and I'm standing out there, and this black sports car comes up. It was like a luxury vehicle, and so I'm kind of like, this is a very expensive vehicle. Who do we got in here? Car pulls up, and I look in it, and it's this bald-headed guy, and he was extremely, not albino, but extremely light complected.
Okay.
I mean, he was a few shades lighter than Larry Bird. And then he looked like he didn't have eyebrows. And like I said, he was completely bald-headed.
Okay.
And I was like, man, that was kind of a strange look. And he was wearing a black leather jacket, black leather pants, and he had on this giant dog collar with the chain hanging off the dog collar. And the chain went, it was on the outside of his leather jacket, and it went down, and it was into the zipper portion of his leather pants. It went inside that.
Oh my God.
Okay. So I was kind of like, what in the hell have I stumbled on here? Mm-hmm. And and so my mind is thinking, so I wasn't being as smooth in my game for this.
You were a little taken aback by this.
Yeah, I was kind of like, all right, this is new.
Yeah.
The dog collar.
Right.
Yeah. And so I was like, hey, well, what's up, man? And he goes, how are you doing to this evening? And I'm like, oh my God, he's got a German accent. And I was like, so I'm trying to process all this. And I go, I'm doing pretty good. What about yourself? I'm doing fine. What you out doing? I said, I'm working, just trying to make money. That was kind of our standard response.
Right.
And he goes, "Oh, that's very interesting. You're a young man out here trying to make some money on the street." And I said, "Yeah, man." I said, "What are you out doing?" "I'm trying to meet interesting men such as yourself." Now I'm completely creeped out. I'm like, this dude has to have a pit in his basement with a trap door and a lock on it.
Yes.
I'm thinking I can't get near him because all of a sudden a rag of chloroform is going to be coming my way. And I was like, okay. And then I'm trying to make conversation. I'm trying to get back on track. So I go like, hey, what's that chain for? What do you got that chain? He goes, "The chain, you must pull it." I go, "Pull the chain?" He goes, "Yes, young man. I want you to reach in and pull the chain." And I was like, "I don't want to pull the chain. You must pull the chain." And then I'm like, "But I don't want to pull the chain." He goes, "You must pull the chain." And then I thought I heard dummkopf. "You must pull the chain." And then I'm like, is this General Burkhalter talking to me from Hogan's Heroes?
Oh,
And I'm like, man, I ain't pull. He goes, "Pull the chain, stop." And I reached in and I was like, fuck it. I grabbed the chain and pull it. And he goes, "Die!" And then he hits the gas and blasts out of there and was gone.
okay.
And I just felt like I needed to take a shower and be deloused. I don't know what just happened there after I pulled that chain, but I felt pretty damn icky.
Oh.
And then my backup, they come over and they're like, "What the hell was that all about?" I was almost in tears. "I don't know, but I pulled a chain, man."
Pull the chain.
I was like, I had to pull the chain that went to his penis.
Okay, so all right, you said he sounded a little like General Burkhalter from
Yes.
Hogan's Heroes, right?
And a little bit of who was the guy from the SS who would always say, "Who is this man?" Clink? Yeah, two of them.
You idiot.
Clink, you idiot. Who is this man? And I was like, what the hell? I don't know anything else about this guy, but in my head, it was kind of like, did I just meet somebody like John Wayne Gacy, or something like that? I was like, shit.
You know who else it sounds a little like? Do you remember the SNL skit Sprockets?
Yes.
This is the time in which we dance.
Yes, that's what, that's exactly right. I felt like, all of a sudden we was going to get out and do the Sprockets.
Sprockets. Your setup has become tiresome.
If he would have had glasses and hair, he would have been the guy from Sprockets. But he was kind of like the Germanic Hills Have Eyes, wanting to murder you.
I think Sprockets on SNL, wasn't that Mike Myers?
Yeah, that was Mike Myers. Yes, and they'd get up there and they'd always end up yelling at each other.
Right. Okay. So you encountered a dude who was part General Burkhalter. How do you say that? Burkhalter, right?
Burkhalter.
And then a little bit of Sprockets. Mm-hmm.
Yes. You take them too and put a dash of possible murder in it, and that's what I felt I ran into that night. And luckily, he drove off because I didn't know what was going to happen after me pulling on the chain. But
pull on the chain,
dummkopf, and I was like, oh my god!
And you did pull on the chain.
You know what? It was a part of my duty to my community.
Right. You were trying to keep the community safe because there was a complaint. So, right?
Yeah, complaints. Now, they weren't specific that a guy from Sprockets with a chain in his crotch was going to come rolling up on me. But yeah, there was a lot of complaints in that area. Yes.
Oh, my God. So, okay. So your encounter with this guy, he pulls off. and maybe thank God, because yes, I guarantee you he had chloroform, zip ties, and maybe even a plastic bag to put over your head. You were
and duct tape. He had duct tape.
Oh my God. Okay,
Yeah.
well, you know what? And I think the listeners will also agree. Thank God he pulled off, because we might not have Super E here right now, because he'd be trapped in a
I
pit,
know.
putting on the lotion.
Yes, exactly. Oh my God.
Oh
But
my!
it was a very interesting encounter and evening that night.
That that's an interesting encounter, and you don't you don't see a lot of that necessarily in our beloved town.
No, you do not. But it happened to me, and I live to tell the tale.
You live to tell the tale. That's
Yeah.
exactly right. Now, so later in the evening, did you encounter other people trying to pick you up
Yes,
for
yes,
commercial X?
yes. We got. You would get all walks of life. You would get doctors and all these people that would come down there and try to pick you up. I mean, it was everybody. Everybody.
Right. So so in one night you went from the German Sprocket, probably serial killer. I think we're just going to go ahead and call him that, to
Yeah.
doctors and whoever else.
And a bunch of old retired guys. They'd always want to come up. And
Really?
oh yeah.
And who could resist the Billy Ray
They're
Cyrus mullet? And
they're only human and made of flesh and blood. They couldn't help themselves.
I mean, you can't blame them. I mean, you're just driving down the street. I mean, even just, somebody maybe who wasn't out looking for that kind of thing would look at you and say, well, you know what? I'm going to stop and pull over and talk to this guy. I mean, look at his hair.
Look at it. But first they'd have to stop and get the chloroform, duct tape, and zip ties.
Oh my God, that is great. Let me hear just a little more of this guy's accent. Say, pull the chain again.
It was like, how are you doing? He pulls the chain. Pull it now. You must pull the chain. And I don't want to pull the chain. Pull it.
Pull it. Oh my God. Oh boy. Well, yeah. So okay. After it all happened, your cohorts come up and they're like, "What in the heck was that?"
Oh yeah, they're having a good time laughing about it.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Oh my God. Okay, that's interesting, fascinating, and disturbing.
Yes.
All in the same.
And that's how we'll wrap it up, A Train.
Okay. All right. We're just gonna say, just take it all in, listeners. These are the life and times of Super E on the street.
And my advice to the listeners as we close out is to pull the chain.
No, I would say don't pull the chain.
Don't pull the chain and don't smell the rag.
Yeah. Okay, that's great advice from Super E, everybody. We're just gonna leave it at that. And be sure to follow Super E's advice. Don't pull the chain, don't smell the rag. All right. Hey,
right, see ya.
Thanks, Super E.
All right, take care.
See you, everybody. Bye.